All right, this one's gonna be a fun one. We're gonna be looking at the most expensive streets here within the city of Cambridge, Ontario. We're gonna look at homes that overlook beautiful green spaces. We're gonna look at homes that are located right downtown Galt near all the amenities, where you really get a European feel and a European-like city. We're gonna look at homes that are small, homes that are big. In this video, we're also gonna look at some great alternatives that have sold around the average detached house price here in the city of Cambridge. At the recording of this video, October 26th, 2024, that's around $820,000. Now, without further ado, let's look at some luxury. Now let's take a look here at the map. Now Cambridge is comprised of the following four. Now we're looking at Hespeler here in the north, Preston in the west, and Cambridge in the south. And one that is completely overlooked for the most part, that's going to be the village of Blair, where we're heading. And that's going to be here on the western side of the map. Now, what I really like about Blair is you're just a 2-minute drive to Highway 401. So if you are commuting to Toronto, definitely a great option for you. You're close to the Grand River. You're close to incredible green spaces, and you're close to the city limits, which is also a benefit. So you're going to have less development happening around you. You're going to be more secluded. You're going to have more privacy. Now, when it comes to the luxury in this neighborhood, in general, it is a very luxurious neighborhood. We're not going to be finding homes, under $800,000 in this neighborhood. What we're going to particularly look at are the following streets. That's going to be Fallbrook Lane here in the north side. And then on the west side, we're looking at Joan Lane, John Bricker Road. Now, this area here, we're looking at homes built primarily around 2010. These are all going to be completely custom homes sitting on very large lots. We're talking about 1 to 2 acre lots in this neighborhood. Absolutely stunning homes. If we're looking at the bungalows, we're probably looking around 3,000 square feet above grade. When it comes to the 2 stories, we're looking at 3,500 square feet plus, some of them closer to 5,000 square feet. These don't really change hands too often. The one that most recently sold around the $3.5 million mark. That one there had 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and nearly 5,000 square feet above grade. Let's head over back to the map. We're going to go to the second location here, and this is going to be a totally different vibe. We're going to go down south towards the city center of Cambridge. We're in West Galt. West Galt, probably my favorite neighborhood within the city of Cambridge. I like the architecture within that area. Absolutely stunning from the images that you can see here. Now, West Galt is primarily going to consist of homes built in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Now, don't get scared. These houses are absolutely gorgeous. Most of them have been very well renovated over time. And Galt, for the most part, is very old. It's got beautiful architecture, beautiful churches, absolutely stunning when it comes to the incorporation of the Grand River. You're going to have great restaurants such as the Cambridge Mill. If you want to get coffee, there's Melville Cafe, which is located on the western bank of Grand River. And then, of course, you can enjoy the beautiful architecture within that area. Now, when it comes to the real estate, what's it going to cost you? You are going to be paying a bit of a premium to be in this location. For example, this house right here sold for around $1.6 million back in May. It had nearly 2,000 square feet above grade, a 50-foot wide frontage, and it actually had a 3-car garage, believe it or not. And that was actually in the back of the house, which is another great thing in this neighborhood, is a lot of the homes were built during that time era before the invention of a car. There are some laneways in the back where you can park, so it's a much more European feel. And even the light poles within this neighborhood, you're not going to find light poles like this. They're going to be green, in fact. Absolutely beautiful. And a fun little fact too is in Galt, Ontario, they do film a lot of movies as well. So if you do have a keen eye, you might be able to spot some locations here trying to mimic the old European cities. Now, let's say you don't have the $1.6 million to spend. That's perfectly fine. There is this one right here, which recently sold just outside the West Galt location, right on the border there. This one sold for around $770,000, built in the late 1950s. This one had around 1,400 square feet above grade, and again, a very wide lot. We're at 70 feet frontage by 120 feet deep. Also, a great alternative. If you're not looking for a house, you could invest your money in a beautiful condo in the Gaslight District. In terms of condos there, for a 1-bedroom, we're looking around a 450 on the smaller side. 2 bedrooms, we're looking towards that 600K mark. But this development is absolutely beautiful. Right downtown Galt, you're close to all of the amenities. Another thing too is the largest outdoor TV in Canada is actually at this development here in the Gaslight District. I get calls all the time from people looking to move here to Cambridge, Ontario. If that's you, you can certainly book a call with me in the first link in the description, or call, text, or email. Moving on to the next location here, we're gonna go northeast towards another great neighborhood of Fiddlesticks. Now, Fiddlesticks is absolutely fantastic. I've highlighted this one in a video titled The Best Areas to Live in Cambridge, Ontario. If you're interested in that, you can watch that now. But when it comes to luxury in this neighborhood, we're gonna look here on the eastern side, and we're gonna focus on these streets in particular. We're looking at Deer Path Court, Deer Path Crescent, Gandry Lane, as well as Stone Brook Road. These houses in this neighborhood are absolutely gorgeous, completely surrounded by trees for the most part. I found within this area, it's almost like The Wolf of Wall Street, where Jordan Belfort lived, where you're just completely surrounded by trees, completely private, very close also to the city. So if you have watched that movie, absolutely fantastic. Maybe you should. These homes in this neighborhood range from anywhere from 1.5 up to $3-4 million. One that recently sold back in May for around the $3.2 million mark was this one right here. A raised bungalow with 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, nearly 5,100 square feet above grade, and a great lot of 183 by 250 feet deep. Now, if you don't have the money to spend $3 million, perfectly fine. We'll get you into Fiddlesticks. This one right here recently sold back in September. This one sold for around the $825,000 mark. It's a double car detached house with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and almost 1,700 square feet above grade. And again, a great lot here. We're 60-foot frontage by 105 feet deep. Now let's head over to the next neighborhood. We're gonna go north of Highway 401 to Hespeler. We're gonna go to the western side here. We're gonna look at these roads right here. Very similar to the last neighborhood we looked at. These homes right here, built primarily in the 90s and early 2000s. Very similar, but less tree coverage in this area. The location, I would prefer this location. The only reason being over the last one is you are close to Highway 401. So if you are commuting, this might be an option for you. And homes in this neighborhood range between 1.5 all the way up to $3-4 million. One that recently sold this year was this one back in January for around $1.7 million. This one, absolutely stunning home. Almost 3,000 square feet above grade, 175 by 262 feet deep, with a triple car garage. Now, if you don't have the means to spend $1.6 million, not a problem. We'll look at one that sold around the average detached price here in Cambridge. And that was this one right here, which was just west of that neighborhood. This one sold for around $835,000. This one had nearly 1,800 square feet above grade, a 30-foot wide lot. So when you are looking at newer homes, for the most part, you're looking at smaller lots, a little bit less privacy, but then of course you are getting a newer home. And this one was less than 5 years old. This neighborhood in particular was just west of here. We're looking, this area here, Equestrian Way, and these are also located nice and close to the 401. Now, these aren't even the largest or most expensive homes here in Cambridge. You're going to find them actually on the outskirts of Cambridge. You're going to look at those custom homes that are sitting on, 3 to 50 to 100 acres of land. Absolutely gorgeous. You're talking 5, 6, 7,000 square feet above grade.